I still can't see for some reason. Yes, it is live. It's my phone's problem.
Start. Recording by default on हो जाएगा. वो भी आता है.
आपका कैमरा बंद करो.
Yeah, it's off.
It's off.
No, I'll bring it here. I'm sharing it here.
रिकॉर्ड में बटन है ऊपर. अच्छा ये यहाँ पे रिकॉर्ड का बटन है.
No, this is PowerPoint record.
अच्छा that is open YouTube.
No, वहाँ पे कुछ भी नहीं होगा. Bring it here.
ठीक है आप एक बार ये कर लीजिए अपन बाद में एक बार फिगर आएगा.
नहीं अभी तो nobody is there.
Best.
नहीं record नहीं होगा ना. Nobody is there.
ठीक है you can start the game.
Sharing काम चल रहा है. Hello friends and traders out there, welcome to our YouTube live sessions on the markets. Before we start the session, let me read the disclaimer. This is for educational and informational purpose only and does not constitute any financial advice. For more disclaimer, you can refer to the link. So today market has closed on a Friday. So let's do a detailed understanding of price action as to what happened in the market today. And let's see what the trend is, the patterns, where the support and resistance for Nifty, gold, what is the technical setup out there in terms of study purpose, the open interest build up, the cumulative part, and straddle price as is very important going ahead of the event day, which is budget. So let's start with Nifty. Which is the broad market. So Nifty, if we see over here, the first part, the trend is sideways. Why we take that the trend is sideways? Because, right, if we take this high and if we take this low, ahead of the event, market is stuck in this trading range. So, and this trading range is approximately 2 to 3%. Pardon me for that. I'll get the updated chart for Nifty. So market is stuck in a trading range ahead of budget. And it's quite a normal behavior ahead of major event. Fine. There is indecision in the markets. Whereas will it go up? Will it go down? And it is quite much reflected in the price. So the range here is on the upside 25,445 and the downside 24,932. So if I see the entire range in terms of percentage, it's a 2% range and around a 530 points range in the absolute points term. So we are stuck in a 2% band, likely to get resolved either on the upside or test of the low or on the downside. So from the trend point of definition, we can conclude that the trend for the market is sideways. any price action which is within a previous highs and the lows, we consider the trend as sideways on the daily charts. Let's have a look at Bank Nifty. So I'll change this to Nifty Bank. So in the Bank Nifty, also it's a broad consolidation which is going on. But if you notice, Bank Nifty is relatively outperforming the broad market, which is Nifty, considering that it is at or around the all-time high. And in Bank Nifty, if you can see that, अगर आप देखो यहाँ पे तो आज का जो प्राइस एक्शन है, it is within yesterday's price action. अगर आज का भाव हाई एंड लो कल के भाव के अंदर में है, तो in terms of technical study, candlesticks we call it as an inside day. Inside day means neither the bulls are in control nor the bears are in control. All are watching the markets. Watch the market today from the sidelines. So the entire day's range is within previous day's high and low. So inside day suggests that now a move is coming. Which side we don't know. It's an event driven. So as far as Bank Nifty is concerned, on the study side, we can say on the candle pattern, it's an inside date. So Bank Nifty also is sideways in context of trend. And on the chart pattern, Bank Nifty is inside day, which does suggest that on an event day, this yesterday's range is likely to break up or down. Let's watch it out, right? And in the candle pattern, let's see on the Nifty part. निफ्टी इज ऑल्सो एन इनसाइड डे. इफ यू सी, अगर आप यहाँ पे देखो तो निफ्टी को भी हम इनसाइड डे कैंडल पैटर्न बोलते हैं. व्हाई? बिकॉज आज का जो हाई एंड लो है, it just traded within yesterday's range. So this is a classical definition of indecision, which means all watch the market today. Right? So tomorrow we should expect on a Sunday or a week going forward, the event will be out and participation will be there. So this range is likely to get breached on either direction, right? So even on Nifty, the candle pattern is of an inside day. So I'll write it for you, because once you start following it, you do get your understanding. और आपको भी एक समझ में आएगा ट्रेंड कैसे देखते, how to interpret a candle, right? It's an inside day. That's the purpose of this YouTube live sessions, what we are doing. Then let's go and check for gold. One by one, we'll do for all. So I'll go to gold on MCX mein, because that's where we trade gold. It's MCX futures. So if you see gold, what gold is doing is it is giving a rally, which is called a trend up, and then it is coming down. So in an uptrend, अगर भाव नीचे आता है, तो this we don't call it downtrend. We said it is a corrective decline, which means it's correcting the previous up move. And typically what happens, what we have seen is corrective up moves generally holds the last low. So this corrective down move. So this correction was there. This was the last swing low in context of a trend. Gold took support over here and again it rallied. So the gold, the trend is up, but within this uptrend right now, जो हम देख रहे हैं वो corrective decline है. And corrective decline, we take it at the last low. So which on the MCX futures, it's showing 2401 to 2240 band. So gold is in a corrective decline with clearly the support identified. अगर support देखते हैं gold का, तो 2406 और 2226 के बीच में, right? So let's update our trade plan sheet in context of gold. Gold, it's a correction is going on, corrective decline. And if I've now, let's go and check the candle pattern in gold. It's obviously it's bearish pattern because it's a big range and close around the day's low. And typical रहता है जब ये correction आता है, correction is a downside, so always expect a bearish candle. So there's not much of a significance out there. The significance in context of trend will be only when MCX में gold, if it's breaking 2229, okay. So MCX में gold देख रहे. Let's go and have a check on gold on COMEX. That's gold futures on COMEX. Yeah, chart is updating. Just wait for a while. Yeah. So on COMEX also, gold gave a blow-off rally and it is in a corrective phase. And correction within this uptrend are quite normal. It keeps on going. Fine. Uptrend mein, these corrections are healthy. In an uptrend, the corrections are healthy. In an uptrend, the corrections are healthy. So right now, it's a sharp correction. जिसको हम corrective decline बोलते हैं, look for supports out there. So on the MCX, we have clearly defined the support levels. So now let's go for the resistance and support levels for Nifty. So gold में pattern is bearish. In a corrective decline or in a downside जब रहती है तो आपको candle pattern more of the time will be bearish till we don't see a reversal. Nifty we just now saw it was in a range, so the support resistance will be within the range. So the resistance level जो Nifty का हम देखते last 1 2 3 4 5 6 days से it has not taken out this high. तो 25,470 के आसपास एक रेजिस्टेंस है which is around 25,470. So let me put it in my plan accordingly. Which was 25,470. I'll just cross check once again. Yes. And on the downside, support on the way down is 24,920. 24,920. See, इससे करने से क्या मुझे एक मार्केट का जो 360 डिग्री पर्सपेक्टिव है वो मिलता है. ट्रेंड क्या है, कैंडल पैटर्न्स क्या है, मेरे सपोर्ट्स क्या है, वेयर इज गोइंग टू माय रेजिस्टेंस. So this helps me plan the next day in a better manner, right? So, and the session is for an educational purpose. Let's do for Bank Nifty. बैंक निफ्टी का सपोर्ट देखते हैं एंड रेजिस्टेंस देखते हैं. So the resistance on Bank Nifty is at or around this all time high 6200 से 6400 का रेंज पकड़ सकते हैं, right? So I'll write it for you. Sorry, 60,000. $200 to 60,400. And on the downside, the support Bank Nifty में जो दिख रहा है वो काफी low है. So but still market is volatility, so you're not going to find nearby support and resistance. Since this high is not taken out, ये high निकला नहीं है, we have no other options but to take in context of the event and volatility the last low as a support, which is somewhere here, which is quite low, and we have to be prepared for some crazy volatility. That's what events do. Fine. 58,100. So I'll go and update it 58,100. Gold, I've given you the levels on the MCX, but I should write it down since so that's gold on MCX. It's gold futures. So approximately around 1,50,000 levels. Resistance will be around 1,70,000, 150 to 170. So the range is big, volatility sub jagah hai, so you don't expect a compact range. Now comes the technical study part of it. Let's go to Nifty once again, which is the indices. See, the most important technical study right now is जो कि बहुत important बन जाता है, it's a 200-day moving average. Market एक range में 200-day moving average, we also call it as an investment line भी बोलते हैं. Long term traders keep only a watch on 200-day moving average. And right now अगर आप market देखो तो 200-day average को whipsaw कर रही है, right? Got it? Yeah. So the 200-day average, moving average for Nifty is around today's low. And in context of the event, this level becomes of a big significance, which means that now I shift my range to midpoint at 200 DMA. So market from here, जहाँ पे close किया, either it goes here and breaks on the upside. 200-day moving average is at 25,193. Below 200-day moving average, you tend to see a sharp dip because this is something which everybody is watching right now. When I say watching right now, is this the only average which is crisscrossing the price? 200-day moving average don't come into trading on a day-to-day basis. If I expand and show you this chart, you'll come to know. Right. 200-day moving average came into trading and decision making somewhere only around 2024 December, then April 2025, and right now we are crisscrossing that, right? So keep a watch on that. अगर 200 डे के नीचे मार्केट अगर जा रहा है तो that would be considered as a sign of bearishness given in the context of an event, or if it breaks the range, it's an upside breakout. So the technical study right now, which is of a big importance to me as a trader going into the event, is the 200-day moving average, which is at 25199. So I'll write it down. So 25199, which is your 200-day moving average. As a trader, please write this figure and put it in your trading desk. 25199. And on Bank Nifty, 200-day moving average is way down. So the pattern is it's trading around the all-time highs. But the average which right now is in focus is 50 DMA, which is the 50-day moving average, 50 दिन का average भाव है. So if you see now that both Nifty and Bank Nifty, Nifty the low on support जो है वो 200-day average है, Bank Nifty it is 50-day moving average. So if it's an inside day with a 50-day average, fine. अगर average टूट रहा है यहाँ पे, it's also breaking previous day's low, that could trigger a decline. And if it breaks inside day means if it breaks the high, we could see an uptick. So be prepared for a volatility which will be a directional intraday going forward. Inside day clearly says that a market is now waiting for the event and it will move in either direction, break above the high, there will be a थोड़ा uptick देखने मिलेगा. in context of prices going up. If it breaks the 50-day moving average, which is in Bank Nifty 59,394, we might see a downside in the market. So average also, let me write it down, 59383. So 59383, which is a 50-day moving average for Bank Nifty. Okay. So I would always want you to take these two figures on the downside for Nifty and Bank Nifty. I am repeating, but the prominence of study is very high going forward on a Monday. So if you have still not noted down, please note down the levels. Okay. Which is the 200-day on the Nifty. If it breaks, expect downside. 50-day on Bank Nifty. If it breaks, expect downside. Or if yesterday's high gets taken out, the inside day suggests there is an up move. And ahead of an event, open interest build up से भी एक पैटर्न जानने मिलता. See, on a day-to-day basis, the open interest might be close to the current price, away from the current price. So वो एक support और resistance दिखाता है. But into the event, let's see where the option build-up is in context of call option or put option. Right? So let's go to the open interest build-up on the Nifty side. For that, I'll use the InstaMoney platform from Stocko InCred Money. So we go to options data. In options data, I go to Nifty. Nifty mein, I go to OI statistics. Right? And I take the current week expiry because maximum action will be in the current week expiry, which is on 3 तारीख को expiry है. So there is a high level of activity in 25,300 strike price, जिसको हम ATM बोलते हैं, at the money. So in at the money, call option में open interest is 53 lakhs, put option में open interest is 53.83 lakhs. So what does this tell is that there is a big straddle trade out there in which traders have taken positions in at the money straddle because that's what the open interest is showing. अगर आप यहाँ पे बार देखो ना, so this bar is coming big, right? So okay. So let me zoom this part for you and or bring the screen on this side. So that's where the prices are all around that level. On the resistance, the highest open interest build up above the current prices at 25,400, right? And then 25,500. So Nifty का closing है 25,320. मैक्सिमम ओपन इंटरेस्ट है जो वो 200 पॉइंट यहाँ से ऊपर बिल्डअप है. So that suggests that spikes on the upside could be 200 points on the down upside. And on the downside, if you see open interest build up in around the current price is 100 points below. जो put में 44 lakhs OI build up है 25,200 के strike पे. And then can you see this big tower over here, which signifies build up in the put option? Red is put, which is 71 lakhs. So if you see the credit spread traders out there, which is short strangle trades, is around 25,500 to 25,000. So that itself suggests that everybody is away from the current price and the option distribution shows minimum 300 points on the downside and 200 points the upside. This way, we also come to no range from the markets, right? Open interest, whichever side it breaks, you get the further movement in price. So 25,000 is the put side and 25,500 is the call side. तो एक range हमारी मिल रही है. So let me update this. These are the data points which as a trader I need on a day-to-day basis. So Nifty is 25,000 on the downside, put side. So I'll write it PE. So And on the call side, it is 25,500, right? So that's quite a decent range given the context of volatility surfacing on the day of an event. So then, yeah, 25 and 25.5. So these are ATM में maximum build up है. It's the straddle short straddle trade might on be there because there is a 1 day of a theta on Saturday and then you have budget on Sunday. Right? Now we go to Nifty. So I get, and in the option side, if I see the cumulative OI, so call option mein, the open interest is 14.86 lakhs and the put option is 11.36 lakhs. So there are more sell in put the calls than in puts. So we'll see when we come to PCR what's the put call ratio. Nifty it's 0.76. So 0.76 is there are more open interest in call, that is more call sellers than put sellers. Looks there might be a pressure on the market till we don't see a clear break about 25,500. So that's the PCR for Nifty. I'll take it 0.76. So that is in the cumulative part, I'll write PCR 0.76. Then let's go to Bank Nifty देखते हैं. OI data क्या बता रहा बैंक निफ्टी का. So I use my Insta options, a very friendly platform for option traders. I go to Bank Nifty. First, let me check the OI statistics in the monthly expiry. Since Bank Nifty only has monthly expiry. So on the current price, if you see Bank Nifty, there is hardly any little activity. 91.32 thousand in calls and puts at the money. So traders are far, far away from the current price, which is call and puts are in 16,067. So, which is 400 points from the current levels. And then it is 59,000. So more or less, traders are expecting based on the current price 1,000 points volatility. जो call put का writing दिख रहा है ना यहाँ पे, वो 500 पॉइंट करंट भाव के ऊपर या नीचे है. So 1,000 points volatility is something which is showing out there. Let's see which side it breaks. So it's 60,000. In Bank Nifty, very interesting. Current price में there is very little OI. Everybody is far away from the current and quite obvious also because the monthly expiry आपकी कब है 24 तारीख को. So everybody is away from the current price given there is lots of time left to expiry. तो ये हिसाब से एक रेंज मिलता है 60,000 और 59,000. So let me write it down. It is 59,000 PE point of view or 60,000 from the call option point of view. Right? Let's go and check the PCR out there. So I go to PCR ratio for Bank Nifty. Before that, cumulative dekh le. See, cumulative means the overall. In Nifty, there are more writing in calls, but in Bank Nifty, it's more on the put side of it. So it says that traders are bullish so far in Bank Nifty and less in Nifty. There are more put writers in Bank Nifty. So the PCR is accordingly. So now we daily get into the habit of checking the cumulative. This is for open total market. Right? So PCR ratio will be quite obvious on the higher side because there are more puts than calls, more than 1.06. Then very important is the straddle price. Everybody is talking about one thing on the expiry day, not talking about it's more or less seen majority of the time, which is called IV or IV collapse. IVs are very high. When we say IVs are very high, अगर normal day में आप at the money call और put का price देखो, which is what we call straddle price or जोड़ी भाव, is somewhere around I have seen based on my experience around 140 to 165 or 80. Right now, before the session around afternoon, I checked. It was more than 350 plus. Yesterday's was 377 on the close. So we'll just go and check the straddle price. Straddle price also gives me the range for the market. And IVs are very high. So option buyers on a day of an event might will hurt you if there is a IV crash. For option sellers, it will work to your great advantage on the IV crash side of it. IV are high. So straddle price is nothing but the total of at the money call and the put. So then I can go to my strategy and let me check based on आज का जो closing है उसके basis पे मेरा straddle price क्या बन रहा है. तो एक estimate देता range का. Fine. So Nifty is at 25,320. So at the money call option will be, I change it to Nifty. Nifty का at the money call क्या हो जाएगा? 25,300. So it will be 25,300. So this is the at the money call. And doesn't matter buy sell rakho. I just want to see the price. And put is also 25,3. 25,3. Let me select from here. Yes. And if I see the comparative price, the call is 212, put is 163. So 200, 300, 363, 373, 456. Yeah, it's approximately 400 points. So how to see that? Just go to the combined premium chart. And this is where you see. Today also there was a decay. Fine. So if you see, it has closed on the lowest part today. Because of this flat movement, flat means from the option perspective, a 0.5% move given the current IVs is considered flat. So it did come down considerably today. So this was the opening around these levels, 568. Now it is 372, which is a substantial dip. And that's what an IV is going to do to your trades going forward. Fine. So this is the seller's benefit from the IV cooling off. So right now it is high. Today it was lots of other factors coming into it. The theta part of it, which we'll discuss as we go into the sessions later on. Right. So the straddle price is 300 and let me see 372. So the straddle price on Nifty is 372. So that gives me an estimate of going forward the movement the next day. So yesterday it was 377. Let me check it out. What was the move today in Nifty? देख लेते एक बार. Because if an inside day, I don't think that much move might have been there. So that we calculate based on previous day's close. So yesterday also it was, ATM was 377. I remember checking. So it was 135 on the upside today. And sorry, on the downside. Yeah, so it's just an inside day. Our activity level is more or less all planned and prepared strategy wise for Sunday. It was more of an indecision day today. Inside day are indecision. Neither मैं तेजी में हूँ, ना ही मैं मंदे में हूँ. I'm waiting for the range break. So that was on straddle price on Nifty. Let's go and check the straddle price on Bank Nifty, which is at the money call option and at the money put option. We just add the premium. That's the straddle price. So I go into my Stocko InCred Money Insta options platform. I go to Bank Nifty. What is the closing? 59,610. So my ATM strike on the call will be 59,600. That's my ATM call. And the put side will be same 59,600. And if you see, the premium is 1,747. Fine. So if anybody is buying a call at the current price, ATM, till Nifty moves 1,027 points, that's going to be his break even on the expiry day. I'm not considering the IV collapse, which says that the premiums are highly inflated. जिसको हम बोलते हैं premium बहुत बढ़ चढ़ के market में, because implied volatilities are extremely high and it's quite obvious around the event. So it's 1747. So it's 1747. So that gives us that yes, there might be a big movement in price, given we had seen an inside day. This movement could be either intraday 250 300 400 पॉइंट का गड़बड़ हो सकता है ऊपर या नीचे. I'm not saying the direction. Based on the study, we just see the range, right? So that's how markets are looking going forward into the budget. All the data points are in for you. The conclusion commentary is wait for a break. Right? Down on Nifty, it's 200 DMA. Up yesterday's high. So yesterday's high, keep in mind, because of an inside day, कल का high निकलेगा तो upside spike है. If 200-day breaks, there might be a dip. And on Bank Nifty, the 50-day average पकड़ के रखा है Bank Nifty ने, which is around 59383. If this breaks, नरमी देखने मिलेगी सबको. On the upside, 60,200. So it looks that that's how the markets have positioned themselves going forward in the events. Everybody was in a no trade mode today, because if neither previous day's high gets taken out, agar kal ka high bhi nahi toota, low bhi nahi toota, that means traders were not active. They are waiting for an event. It's very much dikh raha price charts pe, right? So this is how we are going to plan our day, to see the strength or the weakness of the markets, know the levels from the price charts and from the open interest. Let's know the PCR. Always be aware of your straddle price on a daily basis. Right? And that's how a trader plan for the next trading day. So that's from our side. Thanks. And let's meet on the budget day. Let's be on the market on the budget day, and let's see which side the range is breaking. So I think Monday you will understand how important the straddle price is. Sometimes the studies are there, but if you have not seen it in action, you don't understand the importance part of it. Keep a watch on this. Right? So thanks, friends, and the D-Day is there after a day.